And we are live. This is UFC Bro Picks. This is Ricky.
What's up, guys? This is Justin. We're back for a pretty good card, in my opinion. A lot of people are, talking smack about it, but I think it's pretty good. We have Werdum versus Tybura. And, yeah, before we talk about, the card, we'll talk about last card. It was a decent night. We had Poirier versus Pettis in the main event, one of the best fights ever. We both cashed that bet. I cashed 4 units on Dustin. Yeah, I was a little worried, when Pettis had those triangles on the bottom. But, I mean, Dustin really messed him up on the feet. To be honest, I thought he could just, beat him on the feet. Like, every time he would take him down, I was getting a little nervous because he was winning on the feet, Pettis never hurt him once. Pettis never even rocked him once. So Dustin's chin definitely held up in that fight. He looked good. Let's talk about what was the co-main event. Oh, Matt Brown versus Diego. That was a pretty badass knockout for Matt Brown. Before we talk about your bets, I went 1-2. I cashed the Dustin Poirier bet, but I lost on Quinones versus Sage, and I lost on Dotson. I thought Quinones was a dumb bet. I should have known that Sage is young, and he was only going to make leaps and bounds with training at Team Alpha Male. So it was my fault, and I'm going to move on. And I thought John Dodson actually won that fight. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I do think that he won. So it is what it is. So what about you?
So, yeah, I did pretty good. I won 2 out of 3 bets. So I won 2, lost 1. On Poirier, 2 units. 2 units on Guida. I really liked my read on that one.
You did?
Better than I thought. And lost on Quinones, man. It's like Sage, though. I don't think he's that good. I think he can only get so good at Team Alpha Male. Someone legit, someone that's gonna fucking fight him, and I think he breaks again. It's like you can't teach heart, But like, to be honest, dude, I don't think like Dodson is a good person to bet on, dude. Like, I don't know, just because it's low volume, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just happens to lose him fights. Like, he got the knockdown in the first round, but like how he lost too, you know what I mean? Like, but I can see why you think he won. Because, like, he just has low volume, like with Eddie Wineland. And, like, I won that bet, but, like, his performance, you know what I mean? Because he could have fucking him a lot bet, like, a lot. He could have gotten a lot more dominant with, but, like,
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm really gonna be cautious when I bet Dotson if I ever bet him again. So, it's a little risky. I mean, I know he fought, a guy that had a pretty good record. He's pretty good, but Dawson got hit a lot too. He never got rocked, but he did get tagged quite a bit.
Yeah, he did. Marlon
was.
To be honest, I thought it was the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could have gone either way, but I mean, it was a close fight. It was a super close fight. Any other fights you want to talk about on the card?
I think Diego Sanchez should retire. So, like, next time he fights, I think it's like an automatic fade.
Yeah, maybe he'll fight Mickey Gall. That'd be funny if he did.
Man, that's a close one.
Yeah, Mickey didn't look that good last fight, but okay, man. Let's talk about. Let's get right into the card. All right, man. First fight of the night, we got Coulter versus Tuivasa. We got Coulter. He's making his second appearance. He fought Chase Sherman. He did not look that impressive. I mean, Chase Sherman, got a finish, and Chase Sherman's pretty terrible in my opinion. This Thai guy, he's making his debut. He's fought James McSweeney. He's fought some other guys. He's actually has a KO loss. It's not even on his record, but it's on YouTube. I do think that he's faster than Rashad, but I don't think he's that good. Rashad does have power, even though he's a jobber. Both these guys are jobbers, but it's a huge pass for me from a betting perspective. But I'm gonna go the guy that has more power and that has experience. The Thai, is younger, and maybe more athletic, but just like I said, he's making his debut, and I'm gonna have to go with the guy that has more power because it's a heavyweight fight, and they're both, not the best at all. So they're both huge jobbers. But yeah, I'll go with Rashad Coulter. But don't tell me. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't even know who this Tuivasa is, so I'm gonna have to go with Rashad Coulter as well. But nah, I didn't really do much research on this fight. Next fight, on what I got is Anthony Hamilton versus Adam Wieczorek. Anthony Hamilton, in my opinion, is pretty much done with his chin. Is pretty much done. He doesn't have he can't take a shot anymore, especially for the heavyweight division. You know, he's fighting Adam Wieczorek, who I think he's not that great himself. He's 8-1, but anyone has a decent shot against Anthony Hamilton because of his chin. So I'm gonna go with Adam Wieczorek with the knockout. What about you?
Yeah, I have the Janelle Lausa versus Shelton next, but I'm down to dive on this fight, because it's an intriguing fight. But yeah, I got 3 units on Adam Wieczorek at -150. I had him at plus money when they're supposed to fight. Now the line's flipped, but I mean, I bet Adam, all day at -200. I mean, Anthony Bumbleton is a huge fade. I mean, he's the worst guy in the division. He just got knocked out recently and he's coming back. He retired and he's coming back. I mean, he lost to Daniel Spitz. Daniel Spitz is terrible, man. The guy is not good. He just got destroyed against Godbeer. And he goes out there and, KOs him in 14 seconds. And then before that, he lost to a middleweight. I mean, Marcel Fortuna, is not a light heavyweight. The guy's small, bro, He's definitely a middleweight. So I think Anthony Hamilton is terrible, man. He has no – he gets knocked out by a jab. And I don't think Adam Wieczorek is, a future champ or anything. But, I mean, the kid's pretty good, He has a very good ground game. He fights very long. He has pretty good stand-up. I know MMA math doesn't mean anything, but, he beat the only guy that's, that's beaten Francis Ngannou. I mean, this guy, it's like some French guy. I think his last name's like Stacey or something. He beat Francis, and Adam went out there and got a TKO, So he definitely showed, some heart in that fight. He got taken down and he got right back up a couple times and then just took him down and, got a TKO. So this guy's never been finished. He has 1 loss against Marcin Tybura. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive. You only lost against Marcin Tybura. So I'm going to have to go with Adam Wieczorek here. I mean, like I said, it's a fade on Bumbleton, but I don't think Adam is a jobber by any means. I think he can have an impressive run in the division. So I got Adam Wieczorek. So on Wikipedia, I think next fight, I think we went out of order a little bit, but who cares?
I'm on UFC.com.
Okay, I'm on Wikipedia. I think they have like the bout order on there. So
okay.
It's okay. Next fight, I got Janelle Lausa versus Eric Shelton. This line's pretty out of control. I mean, Eric Shelton opened at -400. And the funny thing is, I'm done for the night. I have 3 plays, 2 more plays we'll talk about later. But I definitely wouldn't mind betting on Janelle here. I mean, even though that, he's a huge dog, I mean, I thought about, pre-tape, I picked Janelle. And then after tape, I still went with Janelle. So I think the guy has better boxing, to be honest. A lot of people are saying that Eric Shelton's better. I don't think so. I mean, Shelton has the wrestling advantage for sure. But, I mean, he's fought very close. His first 2 fights, I know they're against decent competition. But, Jared Brooks, man, like, I think I'm off the Jared Brooks. I just don't think he's that impressive anymore. I mean, he fought so close against Figueroa. Like, I thought he was going to be, like, like a really big, like, star in the division. But I'm off it. I don't think he's that good, actually. And, Eric Shelton, lost to him. Eric Shelton, like I said, he fights too close. He does have the wrestling advantage, but Janelle is very good on the feet, dude. He has very good boxing, and I think he can touch him up. And I won't be surprised if he gets a finish. So I'm going to have to go with the underdog here. I think he has the better striking, and I think he can edge out a decision. What about you?
So I definitely do think the line's off. Like I was thinking it should definitely be more even. And I was kind of favoring Janelle just because he's got the better boxing. I do think he's got the better boxing. Eric Shelton's kind of more of the all-around MMA guy that just started trading everything. He's not really great at one thing, but he's good at everything. So, I mean, I can see him taking a shot at Janelle, but I'm about to go with Shelton just because he's more mixed. He's more well rounded. If he's getting pieced up, I think he's going to be able to take him down, and then steal the round that way. He fights close, but I don't know. I definitely think Janelle's live, and if you're going to bet this, you got to bet him because I don't know. I think the line's off for sure. All right, we got the next one. I got Alex Chambers versus Nadia Kassem. They're both Australian. Alex Chambers is 5-3, 115 pounds. Nadia Kassem is 4-0. I have really no idea who Nadia Kassem is. I'm gonna have to go with Chambers because she's got the more experience. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going with Nadia just because I refuse to pick Alex Chambers. I think she's terrible. You know, she's definitely one of the worst fighters in the division by far. Terrible fight IQ and just not good at all. I mean, you know, Nadia is, you know, hasn't fought in UFC, but I still think that she can go out there and get the win. So I'm not going to bet, but I got Nadia just because Alex Chambers is terrible. And I think Nadia has a better stand-up too. But Alex Chambers does have a decent ground game off her back. So if Alex gets her there, you know, she could definitely get a sub. But I think that's all she's good at. So I got Nadia. Next fight, we got Damian Brown versus Frank Camacho. This is a pretty good fight. I do like Frank Camacho here. I think the guy, you know, is pretty underrated. He went out there and fought, you know, up a weight class against Lee, who I'm pretty high on. And, you know, he hurt Lee I think it dropped him multiple times in the first round. Then he gassed out and lost the fight. Now he's at his natural weight class. Damian Brown's a brawler. This is going to be a very good fight. But I do think that Camacho has the better chin. And I think, you know, he's gonna if he can make it out. I mean, let me think real quick. I think Camacho. I mean, Damian Brown might have the better cardio, but I think Camacho could stop him early. You know, Damian Brown's coming off, you know, knockout loss to Vince Pichel, so I have to think about it real quick because I'm not betting on it. But you know, it's a pretty good fight. But I'll have to go with Camacho. I think he has the better stand up, and I do think that he can get him out of there. But if he doesn't get him out of there in the first round, it could be Damian Brown. So I got Camacho. What about you?
Okay, I'm gonna go with Damian Brown, but he got knocked out, so I think that's kind of scary. Storm, I think he can get the last two rounds, get the 29-28. But for the hometown win, but I don't know much. I can't after being knocked out like that. It's hard to put my money on him. Money on anyone on this fight card. But we got Brooks. Is that who you got?
Yeah.
Nick Lentz sucks. I think he's probably one of the worst fighters in the UFC's 155 division, and they're giving him give me fight just so he can get on the winning track. It just seems like this guy can't catch a break. You know, he lost has he won in the UFC? I don't know, but he lost to Cowboy. He won his first fight against Ross Pearson. Ross Pearson is I don't even know if Ross Pearson fights in the UFC anymore. But he lost against Alex Oliveira. Somehow he found a way to lose. And he lost against Charles Oliveira, found a way to lose that fight too. Catch a break. I thought he was actually winning the Cowboy fight, but the Cowboy ended up hurting him and getting the win. But here, I think this is Will Brooks' fight to win. So I'm going to have to go Will Brooks. Can't play the line, though. What about you?
Yeah, I want Nick Lentz to win this fight. I hate Will Brooks. I don't think he's good at all. I think he's terrible, to be honest. You know, he does, you know, he should win this fight, but I don't think Nick Lentz is, you know, one of the worst fighters in the division. I don't think he's that good by any means, but I don't think he's terrible. I mean, I think he's in, you know, right below the middle tier. I mean, the guy is super tough. He has way more heart than Will Brooks will ever have. And, you know, he's very gritty. Obviously, Will Brooks has the wrestling, but, I mean, I don't even know if he's going to be able to get Nick Lentz down, to be honest. And, you know, he's in a gas, too. The only reason why I'm not going to be picking Nick Lentz is because he's on his way out. I mean, the guy just can't make 155 anymore. The last fight, the whole weight cut thing, it had to be, rebooked for today. I mean, for this weekend. So if it wasn't for that, I'd definitely go Nick Lentz. But if Will Brooks doesn't get him out of there, I think that, it's going to be a tough fight in that last round because he gasses. I mean, he lost the third round against Ross Pearson. So if you lose the third round against Ross Pearson, I mean, that's pretty sad. So especially like in the last year, I mean, Ross Pearson's not the same guy anymore. And like I said, I think Nick Lentz has, the better heart or more heart and the better chin. But that's about it. I mean, Will Brooks, I mean, is not that good in the feet, but Nick Lentz, I mean, doesn't really, throw that much. I mean, he throws like pretty big, like loopy, like overhooks. But yeah, I'll have to go with Will Brooks, but it's my least confident pick. And I hope he loses, by the way, because I don't like him. And I do like Nick Lentz. So I got Will Brooks. Next fight, we got Ryan Benoit versus Ashkan Mokhtarian. This is a pretty easy pick. I actually wanted to bet Ryan Benoit really bad, but, I'm staying away. I'm going to have him on DraftKings, though. Just because I already have my 3 plays, I don't want to do any more plays. But I think Benoit's better everywhere. I think he lights him up on the feet. I think if Ashkan gets him down, he gets right back up. And Benoit has a pretty good chin. The one thing I worry about is that, he fights close. And, Benoit's he's beaten Sergio Pettis. I mean, he has big wins. He fought very close against Moreno. Yeah. I mean, that was a very close fight. He dropped Moreno too. But the guy just fights close. I don't know what it is. Like, he has talent. He could be one of the best guys in the division, but there's something about him. Like, his record's not the best. He's 9-5. I mean, I think he needs to go to a better training camp. If he goes to like American Top Team, he might be, a way better fighter. But yeah, I'll have to go Benoit. I think it's a pretty confident, a pretty easy pick just because Ashkan's terrible. And, John Morago's on a 3-5 losing streak and he went out there and looked like, DJ out there. So I got Benoit, but it wouldn't surprise me if he lost. What about you?
I see. I got Benoit too. You're right, man. That's a good point. I was actually just Werdum parlay, but but I know Benoit is like you said, he makes it close, man. He could have won against Moreno, but he lost. Potential, I think, because he's got some power at that division. He knocked out Sergio Pettis.
Yeah, but he didn't knock out Pettis, but Moreno's like 100 levels above Ashkan.
But it was a close fight, so that's why I'm gonna have to go with Benoit for sure. He might even die, So I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more take, but a good point about him making fights close, and I don't really like that.
Ben Wynn went out there and starched him, dude. Like, that was a mauling. Ben Wynn smoked him. Like, literally, like, it was like a 2-minute fight.
Ben Wynn's a beast, man. I underestimated him.
Oh, yes. He's definitely going to be going places. I hope he fights Benavidez so bad because that's a huge bet for me for Ben.
Yep, he's a beast. All right, next fight. We got Alex Volkanovski versus Shane Young. I'm at the Alex Volkanovski. He's like the. What about you? The biggest.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy pick. I got Volkanovski. If you fought, Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, that'd be a lot. A way different fight. But I probably still would have won with Volkanovski. But yeah, short breakdown for me. He's fighting a guy that's making his debut, doesn't look that good, pretty slow. Volkanovski, shouldn't be at featherweight. He should be at bantamweight, but I think he's going to win this fight. He's better everywhere. So next fight, we got one of the best fights of the night, in my opinion. We got Elias Theodorou versus Dan Kelly. If you guys know me, I'm pretty biased on Elias. I'm a fan of him, but I like him. I like betting on him because he's a winner. He knows how to win. And before I get into the breakdown, I have a 2-unit bet with him, parlay with someone else in the card. The line sucks. I wish the line was a little better. I thought it would have been, close to a pick 'em, but hey, Elias is the big favorite for a reason. He's lost to 2 guys. He's lost to Thiago Santos, who in my opinion is one of the best guys in the division, and he's lost to Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares is, a good fighter. They're both good fighters. They're both in the top 15. I rewatched the last fight, multiple times, and at first when it happened, I thought Elias, definitely won. I rewatched it, and I'm like, you know what? I can see the case for Brad, Then I rewatched it again, and I honestly thought Elias won the fight. he outstruck him and he had more takedowns. So, I mean, Brad might have, landed, maybe more powerful shots, but I mean, Elias was never hurt in that fight one bit. So, I mean, if you outstrike the guy and have more volume and have more takedowns, you should win the fight. And, against Thiago Santos, Santos definitely, won the second, third round. That was a long time ago, man. And Elias, you know what you're going to get by him, He has very good cardio, very good chin, and he makes it ugly in there. I mean, he beats you with his movement. He doesn't get hit. He hits and run. You can say he's a bitch all you want, but I mean, he gets the job done. He's a winner. He's 14-2. And I really think it's going to be hard for a lot of these guys to beat him. He's not going to beat the guys in the top 5, maybe the top 10, but I mean, I'm telling you, man, he's going to beat a lot of these guys in the division, man. And, there is some guys in the top 10 who's going to beat. Go ahead.
Real quick. There's no way in fucking hell he'll beat Bojan.
Okay, well, if that fight happens, we're going to do a max that competition because he will definitely be the guy that beats Bora for sure. I know Bora's like super explosive and all this, but I mean, Bora will gas one round after he fights Elias, and Elias is going to break him. So I'm telling you right now, dude, Elias is not going to get hit in that fight. I'm telling you right now, he won't. Okay, that's another fight. I was talking about Boratina. Boratina is better than Dan Kelly right now, but okay. Anyway, so back on the breakdown. I'm not saying that Elias is going to beat Whitaker. Okay, that's pretty stupid. Okay, obviously he wouldn't beat Whitaker, but there's a lot of guys, outside the top 15, and there's a good amount in the top 15 that he would beat. So about Dan Kelly, I mean, the guy just got knocked out against Brunson. I know he has, 2 losses, both, he got starched against, Sam Alvey and, Brunson, but I think the guy's going to be hesitant here. He just got knocked out, knocked out cold. And what's his style? I mean, he's like a brawler. He likes to go at you and try to trip you and take you down. He's not going to take down Elias. Come on, man.
Judo black belt.
Yeah, he's not going to get down Elias. Elias has a very good takedown defense, and Elias is not going to go for the takedown. He has very smart IQ. He knows that Dan Kelly is good on the ground. He knows he's a judo. He's going to go out there and do what he always does. He's not going to go in the clinch if he does. I mean, I do think Dan, could get him down. But what's going to happen is Elias is going to go out there and use his movement and throw his kicks and his volume and not get hit and make it ugly out there and take Dan Kelly out of his game and get a 30-27 decision. And it won't even surprise me if he gets a finish because Dan Kelly is so shot. So I got Elias all day in this fight. He's one of my most confident picks tonight. And I love all the haters out there that think that Elias is terrible and all this because he's not. He's not a terrible fighter. He's a winner. And he makes it ugly out there. And I like the way he fights. He's a point fighter, man. I mean, I'm not saying he's exciting. He's not exciting. But, I mean, from a betting perspective, I like betting on him because he's a winner. And he knows how to get it done. I'm not sitting here saying he's going to be the champ. He's not going to be the champ, but he's going to beat a lot of guys in this division.
Dude, so take his cock out of your mouth.
I cashed on him big against Cesar Matanti, and I know I didn't. I lost the bet last fight against Tavares, but I mean I think he beat Tavares. But I'm telling you right now, this is going to be easy money, bro. You're going to see it on Saturday. Dan Kelly is going to get retired in this fight, and Elias is going to go out there and make it look easy. So there's my long rambling, and I got Elias all day here. What about you?
I'm gonna have to go with Dan Kelly, dude. I think Elias is nuts right now. I don't know. I think his hair is kind of getting to you or something. But dude, how can you? I don't know. I just think Dan Kelly's live right now for sure, and the line is way off. I don't know how you pay that much for Elias. How much is he? Like a minus 300. Dan Kelly was like a plus 200. So
I got Elias like at minus 230, but I mean I parlayed him with someone. We'll talk about it later.
That's not bad, but I don't know. I think Dan Kelly. It's like when you say he makes it ugly in there, it's just that he looks ugly in there when he's fighting. He
frustrates you.
He sucks, dude. His movement is horrible. It's not like he moves awkward. He moves a lot. I'll give you that. He does move a lot.
And he has some of the best cardio in the division. He does. His cardio is very good.
He has good cardio. Yeah, I'll give you that. But
and a very good chin.
That's because he's running around the octagon the whole time.
Does he have a good chin?
Mean, if this was a sprint, I'd give it to Elias for sure all day. It's not a sprint. There's an octagon in there. I think Elias's main strength is in the clinch, and he's not going to be able to clinch Dan Kelly because then Kelly's going to hip toss him. Have a judo throw him. I think he's going to be able to throw him. So I think Dan Kelly's best chance is to actually get the clinch. He's going to have to kick and run. I see that's his only path to victory, which I actually see him doing because he that way, which is fine, I guess. But to me, that's not like a real. I don't know. To me, I don't know. And I think Dan Kelly is gonna have to find a way to get the clinch and take him down. And I don't know how it's gonna happen when he gets him down, but fuck, man, there's no way I can fucking pick Elias. So I'm gonna go with Dan Kelly.
Are you gonna bet on it?
I might go 1 unit if his line if he continues to get disrespected, I might go a unit, but man, he just got starched by Derek Brunson. But he is a live dog. I mean, Derek Brunson is a heavy hitter. Elias is no heavy hitter. So I don't really have to worry about him getting knocked out, you know?
I just don't see how Dan Kelly wins his fight. I really don't. I mean, that fight with Rashard Evans was so bad. I mean, he did not look that good out there. It was a pretty bad fight.
But that's the thing is he finds ways to win. So, I mean, it won't hurt to take a shot at the way to win.
How does he beat Elias? Like, I mean, how does he beat him on the feet? He's definitely not going to hurt him on the feet. I'll tell you that.
Dude, I bet he's got better boxing. He's got better boxing.
I don't think he does.
Boxing. Elias has those kicks. That's it. That's fucking it, and they're whack.
He has very good kicks with his volume. I mean, does he have hands?
Very good, man. I can't believe you're saying they're good kicks. They're just kicks that land.
His kicks that win him his fights. It's his volume. That's how he wins his fights. He throws volume.
Kicks. You can take those kicks and it wouldn't hurt us.
Yeah, he's not a power guy. He's a point fighter for a reason. I mean, you know, he wins fights. I don't see how Dan Kelly wins
his fight. He's not a fighter, dude. He's not a fighter.
Even if Dan Kelly gets him down, Elias will scramble and get on top or get right up.
Get back up. That might be true. He might do that because Kelly's so fucking old. But that's why I don't have money on it, or else I would, because dude, Elias is gonna get faded soon, bro. And don't pick your spots carefully with him, because he should win this fight. But
yeah, I know who he's gonna beat.
He's not a real fighter.
I know who he's gonna beat. I know he's gonna lose.
Boach would probably beat him too.
Oh God, that is a max bet for me if he fights him.
Knock him out, dude.
No, oh yeah, just because he's been knocked out before.
He
hasn't even been rocked in a fight. You know that, right? Okay, so you're saying that. Okay, so Thiago Santos, he could even knock him out, and you think Tim Bosch has more power than Thiago Santos? Really?
Did you see how Tim Bosch knocked out fucking Henderson?
Yeah, because Elias is Johnny Hendricks. Because Elias is on his way out and he's fat and he has a terrible chin. Elias has never even been rocked.
Elias sucks.
He's never even been rocked in a fight ever.
Because he's running.
He's roided. He's definitely roided, dude.
He's running. I said he's not roided. He's running.
I can't believe you said that Tim Bosch has more power than Thiago Santos. On that note, we got to go to the next fight. That's hilarious. The only guy that's going to knock out Elias, in my opinion, is Robert Whittaker.
You never said that, though.
No one else. I can't believe you said Bosch.
Tim Bosch has power, man.
He does, but I mean,
if
he could take Thiago Santos' shots, he's going to take Tim Bosch's shots. So,
by the way, I never said Tim Bosch has more power than Santos.
You said he's going to knock Elias out.
Yeah, he will.
That means
Santos.
That means there's more power.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said, though. Don't put words in my mouth.
I just think you're Elias hater and you think he's terrible. So I mean, I just don't want you to lose money.
I am a hater.
I like him from a betting perspective because he's a point fighter and he knows how to win. So you know he's gonna go out there and make this look easy.
The line is so off.
I think the line sucks, but I mean I still found a way to play him. All right, so next fight. On that note, I got Elias, you got Dan Kelly, and Elias is gonna go out there and freaking make this easy money. He's gonna get a finish. I don't care what anyone says. He's finishing Dan Kelly. All right. So next fight, we got Jake Matthews versus Bojan Velickovic. I've been very back and forth in this fight because Bojan is a jobber. Darren Till went out there and made him look like a jobber. I mean, he didn't finish him. Bojan's a tough dude, but I mean, 30-27, he dropped him like 3 times. And Jake Matthews, you know, just like the Sage thing. The guy's a very young kid. He's still at the same camp, though, and like some like weird camp in Australia. If he went to Jackson's, I mean, I'd be way more confident here. But the guy lost to Andrew Holbrook. I mean, Andrew Holbrook is the worst fighter in the division by far. Maybe it's because Jake Matthews couldn't make the weight, and he's, you know, he might be better at 170. But, you know, that being said, I'm going to have to go with Bojan here, man. I think he's a good point fighter, and I do think he can get the job done. I think he's bigger than Jake Matthews, but I'm not betting on him. And I'm worried because Jake Matthews could be the Sage thing. You know, he's younger, he's improved. He's fighting at a new weight class now, 170. So, you know, he might go out there and, you know, look very good. But I'm not betting in this fight, but I'll go with Bojan. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you, man. I think Jake Matthews kind of sucks. He's kind of just in the UFC because he kind of looks good, you know, and he fights. So they're trying to make him. But I just don't think he's got the skills to match. So it's like you said, like very similar to Sage. You know, who knows? Maybe he got a lot better. But I'm gonna have to go with Bojan. The reason I won't bet him is because his fight IQ is pretty poor. You know what he was doing against Till. So definitely can't put my money on him. I mean, that fool might just taunt his way to getting knocked out. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to go with Bojan, but hard to put money on him. Next fight. Hold on, give me a second. Next fight, we got Tim Dirty Birds Mean versus Belal. Remember the name Muhammad. Line I think is off, and Tim Means, in my opinion, he's pretty inconsistent. You know, he lost. He does very well sometimes, doesn't do so well other times. He lost against. He won. He looked very good against Cowboy the first time. You know, he had his number, and then all of a sudden the second time he got tapped out. His ground game is very questionable. Gave up his back pretty easily. I think if Cowboy can get his back, I think so can Belal. So I'm going to have to go with Belal Muhammad. And, you know, he's also someone else I've been thinking. Him and Dan Kelly, I think, are live, and I think they're getting disrespected. I'd go with Belal Muhammad, get the takedown, take his back, and kind of just grind him out. I think Tim Means, he's got a good clinch. He's got good striking. But Bilal's going to get that takedown. I'm going to go with Belal. What about you?
Yeah, I got Tim Dirty Bird Means. I have him parlayed with Elias at -102. And a lot of people are talking about, you know, the second fight against Cowboy. The guy broke his foot. I mean, he had a foot injury going in the fight, and then he broke it, like, in the second minute of the first round. So he did not look good in that fight at all. You saw the first fight. He dominated him. And, you know, he's a little inconsistent, but, I mean, he's looked very good lately. He's lost to 2 guys in the last, like, 10 fights, Matt Brown and, you know, Cowboy. And I know Matt Brown tapped him out, but, I mean, Matt Brown was getting lit up in that fight, and that was Matt Brown in his prime. It's not the same Matt Brown anymore. And Tim Means is levels above Belal on the feet. It's not even close. He's going to pick him apart. He doesn't have the power that Luque has. I mean, Luque went out there and knocked Belal in a minute, but I definitely can see Tim Means going to knock out in the, you know, end of the first, second round. Belal is pretty good cardio. You know, he does have good cardio. I think he's a little small for 172. I think Tim Means is going to be the way bigger guy. And I do think Tim Means is a way better chin. I mean, Belal's chin's a question mark. I mean, you know, Joban went out there and, you know, dropped him 3 times. He's been knocked out against, you know, Luque. So, you know, I mean, Belal, you know, Belal looked pretty good against Jordan Mean and Randy Brown. But, I mean, Tim Means are levels above those guys. And Tim Means is a very good get-up game, too. And he's pretty good off his back. So, I mean, even if Belal gets a takedown, I don't think it's over. You know, he can get right back up. But I just think on the feet, he can keep it up there, and he can school him. I mean, those elbows, those combinations. Tim Means fights very long, and, I mean, he's nasty, bro. So, I like Tim Means here all day. I think he messes up Belal on the feet. And I do like Belal. I do. But I just don't think he's ready for this. So, next fight, we got another girl fight, Beck Rawlings versus Jesse Clark. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go the newcomer again. You know, I can't take Beck Rawlings. I think that her and Chambers are 2 of the worst fighters in the division. So I'm not gonna bet on it though. But I got Jesse Clark just because Beck Rawlings is so bad. What about you?
Yeah, she sucks, but who knows, man? This girl could be even worse. Rawlings. I mean, this girl's 7-4 as well. You know, who knows where the fuck she lost those fights at, like in the regional scene. So I'm gonna have to go with Beck Rawlings. How did that fight make it to the co-main event?
I don't know. I hope they change it. I hope they put Tim Mean versus Belal there. We'll see if they do.
For sure.
Or even Anthony Hamilton versus Wieczorek.
Tim Means and Belal should for sure be the like co-main event question. No questions about it. Theodorou and Dan Kelly, you know, fuck. What are they doing? Anyway, let's move on to the main event. We got Fabricio Werdum, Team Tybura. Fabricio Werdum did show some. I'm gonna have to go with Fabricio Werdum right here, man. I think he's just gonna school him. He's gonna take him down and just make him look like a white belt out there and tap him out, man. I don't even think he's gonna fuck with him on the feet. I think he learned his lesson with Stipe. He got cocky with his striking, and I think he got humbled a little bit, man, if you ask me. You saw what he did to fucking Walt Harris, bro. He didn't fuck around with him. He just went straight for the takedown and took his back and fucking – what did he do? He got the armbar, right, from the back? Yeah. That shit was sick as fuck. So, I don't know, man. I think Werdum is he's a very smart fighter. He kind of toyed around with Travis Brown. But, I mean, maybe he just didn't respect him. I really do think he's going to respect Marcin Tybura's striking, and he's going to take him down and get the sub. Tybura had a hard time with Andrei Arlovski, bro. Arlovski, who's a fucking retired fighter, who's on his way out. I mean, Marcin Tybura is pretty good. He had a really good performance against, what was that one Brazilian guy? Luis Enrique, but come on, man, that fool's a jobber and a half. So, I mean, he went out there to make him look good. So, Tybura does have some pretty nasty, like, elbows, and he's pretty nasty in the clinch, and his kicks are pretty wild. And, you know, he's kind of unorthodox out there, finds a way to land his strikes. But I'm going to have to go with Werdum, man. I even think he might be the better striker. So I really hope he finds yeah, man, he's improved a lot at King's MMA. He looked bad against Stipe, but that's Stipe, man. He's the baddest man on the planet. So I'm gonna have to go with Werdum, man, and get the sub. I might put him in the parlay with Benoit. Or Benoit, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I got 3 units on Marcin Tybura at plus 270, and not a lot of people are on.
Fade you, bro. I want to fade you this card, man. I want to bet Kelly. I want to bet fucking what's his name?
You know what his name
Belal. Is? I want to bet. Remember the name Belal, and I want to bet Werdum. Let's go.
All right, you gonna let me like break down the fight, or just you gonna ramble? I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not.
Anyways, yeah, I got Tybura here, man, and a lot of people are on Werdum, and pre-tape I picked Tybura, I watched the tape, and I was more confident Tybura. Werdum, he was a very good fighter, but the guy's 40 years old. The guy has not looked good, in my opinion, in the past couple of years. I know he's fought in pretty good competition, but I mean, the Stipe fight was so reckless out there and got knocked out. Travis Brown's so bad. I mean, Travis Brown landed some pretty big shots on that fight too. And, the eye poke, all that, he got the win, but it wasn't like he made it look easy out there. And against Overeem, a lot of people are saying that was a controversial fight. I think Overeem won, the first 2 rounds, and Overeem landed some big shots too. Werdum definitely has the better ground game here without a question, but is he going to get it there? Walt Harris is not on the same level as Tybura. So Walt Harris has no ground game at all, nothing. I mean, Tybura is a brown belt. The guy has a good ground game. The guy's been taken down 1 time against Enrique. He got right back up. I don't think he's going to try to go for the ground at all. Why would he? He's better on the feet. He has, very good movement, for a heavyweight. He's a point fighter. He has power. He has very good head kicks, good kicks to the body, good striking. I just don't think Werdum's going to be able to touch him. And I think, Tybura can definitely land one of those head kicks, and, Werdum's going to be doing that chicken dance. But if Werdum gets him down, yeah, of course I'll be worried. But I think Tybura can get right back up. And, I know Tybura, beat, Arwowski, and a lot of people are saying he looked terrible out there. The guy dominated him. He won the first and third round. Arwowski, he didn't get finished, but I mean, Tybura gassed himself out in the first round trying to finish him. And then the second round, Arwowski was like clinching him against the fence for like 4 minutes. I mean, didn't do anything. I mean, nothing at all. That second round was like terrible. Arwowski just laid on him against the fence for like 4 minutes. And Tybura clearly won the first and third round, dominated him. So a lot of people are saying that, because Tybura didn't finish him, he's not going to finish Werdum. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, that fight wasn't even on the feet. Tybura was on top of him the whole time in the first and third round. Just, first round, he gassed himself out trying to finish him. Third round, was tired.
Bro, it was a close-ass fucking fight.
He dominated the first and third round, like, without question.
And he got dominated the second.
He got dominated? He didn't do Arwowski didn't do anything. He pressed him against the round. He won the round by grinding him out.
I was sweating.
I wasn't sweating. But yeah, a lot of people are just saying Tybura's going to lose because of that. I mean, I think he just, he gassed himself out trying to finish him. And, a lot of people might not agree with me by this, but after the fight, he said that he fought his idol, Andre Arwowski. I mean, I think he's kind of starstruck a little bit, fighting his idol. So I think we're going to see a better Tybura. And one thing that, I didn't mention earlier is that he trained at Jackson's this whole camp. So the guy's at the best camp in the world. I think we're going to see a better Tybura here. And if he stuffs the takedown, he's going to light Werdum on the feet. Werdum is 40 years old. He's not the same guy anymore. He's trying to test his striking now. And, his striking is just not in the level that Tybura is. So on the ground, yeah, I mean, if he gets Tybura down, of course I'll be sweating because he has a very good ground game. But he doesn't have the best fight IQ. Wall Harris, is, like I mentioned, Tybura's not Wall Harris. Okay, he's levels above Wall Harris. So I do think that Tybura is going to go out there and, make a statement and get a upset and get a knockout on the feet. So I got Tybura with the head kick, and I'm pretty confident in it. So that is our night. I got 3 units on Tybura. I got 3 units on Wieczorek, and I got 2 units on Elias and Tim Dirty Bird Means. Let's get it. You have no plays, but you're going to be fading me on all 3 apparently. And I can't say I hope we cash because we're going against each other. So the only thing I can say is good luck. And I hope, I hope you don't lose all your money. So actually, I hope you do lose all your money.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I'll take that.
We'll see what happens. One more thing, by the way, before we leave the show, is we're going to have a very, very, very long debate next week on Michael Bisping versus Kelvin because
oh my God.
We don't want to talk.
Yeah, I don't get how you are. Well,
we don't want to talk about it yet, because we're gonna have a very long breakdown this fight. But I'm leaning Michael Bisping, and I know a lot of people are going to be going with Kelvin. But we're not going to talk about it right now. But I'm leaning with Michael Bisping, and I'm probably going to be betting on him. I think he's a better striker, and I know he went out there and with that crap against GSP, but the guy didn't take this fight. The guy took this fight for a reason. He wants to redeem himself, and I think he's the bigger and better striker, and I think he's going to go out there and bully Kelvin Gastelum.
He took this fight because he's fucking punch drunk, bro.
Bro, you do realize he might be the better striker than Kelvin. He probably
realize he might be punch drunk, still fucking concussed.
Yes, he got dropped against GSP, but I mean, I just think it's a very close fight. The line's off for sure. I don't think it's easy money.
Okay, we'll talk about it next. We'll talk about it later, man. I think it's easy fucking money.
Kelvin belongs at 170, bro. He really does. He should not be at 185.
GSP. So does GSP.
GSP looked bigger than Bisping. GSP looked huge.
What?
He's on steroids, bro. GSP's on steroids. The guy looked like a light heavyweight out there.
Those steroids can't fix your eye. Bisping can't see off on one. All right, we'll talk about it next week, man. You're gonna get me going.
Hey, Kelvin has good striking, bro. He really does. But I think Bisping has very good striking too. I mean,
but we gotta talk about it next week.
Bisping looks so good against Anderson Silva.
We'll talk about it next week. Let's talk about it next week, bro.
But hey, Bisping's on his way out. I do agree, but okay, we'll talk about it next week.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Hey,
Dude.
one more thing before we go. Not about this fight because you're getting a little emotional. I think you should bet me. I think you should bet Dan Kelly because Elias will go out there and make it look easy. So just bet Dan Kelly.
You think I should at least bet one of them. I need to watch more tape. I'm gonna at least, dude. Werdum, you make good points though, man. Werdum's 40, bro. That's kind of old. I still think he's got a few left in him. He looked very good last fight. So
He did look very good, or he didn't
he did.
against Overeem.
Well, Harris. And Overeem, but Overeem he looked okay. I think he respected him too much.
That was his last fight.
And Overeem?
Yeah.
No, it was Walt Harris.
Oh, you're right, Walt Harris. My bad. Forgot about that.
He
Yeah,
looked
I
really
mean-
good against Walt Harris.
He did, but I mean that's Walt Harris. Walt Harris, not Marcin.
It's like,
Tybura.
dude, if he uses his jiu-jitsu, bro, he could be fucking a force to be reckoned with. His jiu-jitsu is next level.
It is, but I mean, Tybura is not a Walt Harris on the ground. The guy's a brown belt. It's not like
Doesn't matter where he get his
It's
brown
not-
belt.
It's not like he's
Doesn't
going to take
matter.
Tybura down. It's not like he's going to take him down. It's over. Like I'm telling you right now, if he takes Tybura down, it's not over. Tybura can get right back up. Or
Big difference
Okay.
between brown belts that just got their brown belts. I don't even think if Tybura's competed versus a competitive fucking black belt who's won.
bro, Walt Harris is like a white belt. So I mean, it's obviously levels for sure.
How do you know Walt Harris doesn't fucking train jiu-jitsu?
I'll Google it. I'll Google it right now while we're at it. Let's see what Walt Harris is. If he's a brown belt, then I'll eat my words. But I guarantee you, he's not a brown belt. Let's see. Let's see what he is. Walt Harris.
Purple belt.
I'm looking right now. There's nothing. I can't even find anything on here. Is he nothing? I guess he's nothing. He's not even a belt.
Man.
Okay, well I guess there's nothing on here I can find. So if someone can tell me
He's a white belt.
if somebody can tell me what Walt Harris is, put it in the comments, please, and that would
Well,
be awesome.
Werdum's gonna go out there and make Tybura look like a white belt out there.
I don't think so. I think he's gonna get picked apart in the feet and get knocked out. And
Dude, I don't even think he's gonna get picked apart on the feet.
we'll see
Werdum's
what
got the
happens.
dude. Look at Werdum. Fucking was striking with Overeem, one of the best strikers in the UFC.
Yeah, and he lost. I mean, Overeem
Barely,
picked him,
very
picked
close
him
fight.
apart.
It was a very close fight. I do think
Werdum
Overeem
should
won,
have-
but it was a fucking close fight. You can't say it wasn't. He almost finished him in the third.
Yeah, Overeem has no chin, bro. Tybura has a
That's
chin.
true. That's
A very
true.
good. Tybura has never been knocked out, bro, or finished. I mean, also a doctor stoppage. Come on, this doesn't even count. So, I like Tybura here. You like Werdum. We'll be back next week for Shanghai Bisping versus Kelvin. If I end up change my mind and pick Kelvin, then it is what it is because I'm not done with tape yet on that fight.
I already know. What a puss.
I do lean Michael Bisping. You lean Kelvin, but I still have to watch a little more tape. But
You're already thinking about changing your mind.
I never said I'm changing my mind. I'm just saying, if I do, I do. I don't think I'm going to. But
You change your mind more than the girl. Sorry for all the females out there.
I mean, a lot of people change their mind in fights. Though. I mean, I'm trying to remember the last time I did, and I don't know. I think the last time I did was I forget, but it is what it is. I mean, pre-tape, someone might have a different, lean, and then after tape, I'm going to go with the other guy. That always happens.
How does it go?
I'm pretty sure 2 fights ago, you were all over Elias, saying Elias is so good. And then he loses against Brad Tavares. Oh, I hate Elias. He sucks. You just don't like the guy because you lost money on him last fight, even though he won the fight.
He didn't win the fucking fight, dude.
Yeah, he did. He definitely beat Brad Tavares. He outstruck him at
No,
more
he
takedowns.
didn't. No, he didn't.
He
He did. Brad Tavares landed the harder hits. The whole time I was watching the fight, I was like, "Oh fuck, Tavares has it." Tavares was reversing the takedowns and actually taking Elias down. I don't know how Elias got scored those takedowns.
3 takedowns to 1.
You watch the fight, Tavares reversed him every time, and actually ended up taking his back or getting on top or something. He smashed him the whole fight, man.
They had some nice scrambles in there, but I don't think so. I just think you're a Elias hater, and you're going to get exposed because Elias is going to go out there. This is going to be Elias's best fight.
You're going to get exposed. Elias is going to get exposed.
It's Elias's best performance in here for sure. It's going to look easy.
It better be for minus 240. It better be his best performance.
I mean, hey, I wish I would have got plus money, but I mean, I knew he would have been a favorite, and rightfully so.
Plus money.
I got plus money versus Cesar. I don't even know how I got plus money versus Cesar. I had a max bet on that fight.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good bet.
Thanks, man. And I'm going to cash here again. So, all right, guys, we'll be back next week. Let's see who wins, me or Ricky. It's going to be, a good one. We're going to be fading each other probably in every fight. I like the guy. I don't want him to lose his money, but hey, he wants to fade me. So don't fade me, bro.
Well, don't do it, man. All right, bro. Okay, bro. Thanks for the warning.
No problem. All right, guys. We'll be back next week. Later, guys. Team Elias.